I'm now honored to introduce someone whose talents and activity and activist heart are a great inspiration, Dakota Johnson. Dakota is a BAFTA-nominated and award-winning actress and producer. She's widely recognized for her breakout role in The Social Network and her iconic portrayal of Anastasia Steele in the billion-dollar franchise 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and 50 Shades Freed. Recently, she has made a foray into the world of superheroes and will next be seen in the much-anticipated Madame Web. But the Hollywood A-lister is not all gloss and pace. Behind the serene beauty, she has guts and grit. Films like The Peanut Butter Falcon and Cha-Cha Real Smooth, which she has produced, shine a light on the power and beauty of genetic and neurodevelopmental disorders. A longtime advocate and philanthropist, Dakota has supported vital issues ranging from global gender equality and healthcare to educational development in Uganda and sexual harassment in Hollywood. It's her courage in speaking about mental health that we salute today. Johnson has spoken candidly and openly in the media about her experience with depression and anxiety since being a teenager and the impact of isolation during the pandemic on her ongoing mental health care. This kind of candor and sharing is part of the answer to the complex crisis of depression. Dakota uses her celebrity platform to give voice to the voiceless, and in so doing, gives strength and hope to millions. That, to me, is the very definition of advocacy. I'm so happy to present Dakota Johnson with the 2023 Hope Award for Depression Advocacy. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
The award for Best Depressed Person. Oh, that's not what it is, actually. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you, Louisa Benton, and Dr. Eric Nestler, who is the chair of the incredible team of neuroscientists on the Depression Task Force, which I think is the coolest thing ever. Just knowing that there is a depression task force, I think, will help a lot of people. It certainly helps me to imagine that on my darkest days, I could press a button and a call would echo out, sending a team of wisdom-bearing scientists to my side, wearing white capes and wielding magic healing powers that work immediately. I guess that's kind of the greatest lesson I've learned about depression, is becoming okay with there never really being an immediate answer, never really being an immediate cure. And, trying to find grace and some sweetness in that voyage. I found it extremely stressful when I found out that the foundation was interested in giving me this advocacy award. At first I was like, wait, how do they know I'm depressed? And then I was like, wait, am I an advocate for depression? And then I was like, wait, do I have to give a speech? And then I tried a beta blocker, and it didn't work, and, so on. And I'm sweating, and I can't breathe, so it goes. Turns out I actually have spoken about depression quite a handful of times, as the foundation made me aware of, when I frantically emailed saying, but what do I talk about? And then they sent me all these snippets since 2015. So turns out I am an advocate. If me saying one little hopeful thing or one maybe relatable thing can help another person feel a little bit better or a little bit less alone in their experience, then I am a very willing advocate. I think most of the time, as you can tell, I speak about depression or anxiety in a very self-deprecating way. Perhaps sometimes I find it easier to look it in the eyes if I wear the mask of comedy. Covering my pain or anxiety in comedy has been a lifelong tool, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It works. It helps me. Because sometimes if I don't laugh, I'll cry. For example, a few weeks ago, I was having a low day, and my partner said to me so kindly, he said, "Are you really struggling?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Baby, you're wearing a Cats t-shirt, like Cats the musical." So it turns out I was really struggling. But that moment lifted my heart, and it pulled me out a bit. One of my sort of teachers, therapists, says to me sometimes, "Do you notice when you say something very real or heavy, you laugh or you turn it into a joke?" And I said, "Well, I do know that now that you brought it to my attention so bluntly, but that was a good joke, wasn't it?" Just deflect. A huge gift to my life has been the people I have been blessed to meet that I call my teachers or my guides. I had my first experience with therapy in my early childhood. My parents, who are quite famous, they divorced when I was young. They were wise in understanding that maybe an outsider could help me make sense of some of the complexities in my family life. I sort of organically came across many different kinds of people and many different modalities as I grew up. I developed a penchant and a curiosity for understanding myself and others deeper. In my adult years, I have found a few people whose wisdoms and teachings I really value and trust. Being able to trust other people with my true self, my true heart, has been an intrinsic effort. It seems that nothing is private in the industry I work in, and I really hold my privacy as sacred. I am truly dreading the possibility that this speech ends up on the internet, and the headline is something asinine like "Dakota Johnson opens up" or breaks her silence about her struggle with depression. But I will take the hit. If that does happen, I hope they include in the clips they will probably take out of context these following things that I have tried on my quest that have really helped me and some that certainly didn't hurt. Maybe they can help somebody else. Meditation. I practice transcendental meditation every day, and it changes my life over and over again. Therapy. I've been lucky to find a therapist who is truly everything to me and has offered me some of the most important wisdom of my life. Like, I will probably get her name tattooed on my body. Body work. Deep tissue and rolfing for trauma locked in the body. Books like The Body Keeps the Score. Breath work. Yoga. Saunas, walking, swimming in natural bodies of water, free-form writing, spending time with spiritual people, meditation journeys with a shaman named Beth, being in true nature and immersing in the overwhelming wonder and beauty that is Mother Earth. Though these days I am moving down a more holistic avenue, I fully support needing the assistance of more urgent help, like the temporary use of SSRIs and EMDR or brain spotting, which I find to be incredibly amazing. As long as you are not harming yourself or others, whatever helps you, helps you. Removing the stigma from anxiety and depressive disorders and the means to help them is essential. We are in too much trouble as a human race to feel further isolated by the brain chemistry and complexities of the mind that we are born with, or the life experiences that we may not have chosen. With the state of the world, I wake up every day feeling like my heart is being crushed. I feel so helpless and so hopeless. How have we not learned as a collective that we are destroying our planet and each other, and the only ones who can change that is us? Haven't hatred and destruction been perpetuated throughout history long enough? If we help each other to view that caring for our mental health is essential, perhaps that will turn practicing self-love and self-compassion into a vital part of living. And then perhaps that will radiate, and compassion and love for each other and the other, then and the world we live in will become also a vital part of living. I'm really, truly so grateful for this honor. I've learned so much from being here today, and I wish that I could have rewritten my speech and added a lot more things to make me seem a bit smarter. But I truly couldn't feel more honored and grateful to be here. Thank you.